Well, today's video is going to be interesting, as what I suspect will be a common theme in 2022 for big games on Stadia is happening, as a massive game set to release here in just a few days has been teased for Stadia, and boy oh boy, I have quite a bit to say on this. It is potentially coming, so you're going to want to hear this news. Also, a launch team exclusive Stadia controller is out in the wild and being sold. You won't believe how much this thing is at right now and how much I think this thing is going to be at. We also have a massive game sale happening right now. I mean, actually quite a few games under $3, $4, $5. We're going to cover that. As always, subscribe so you guys are always up to date with all Stadia news. So Dying Light 2 earlier this morning on their official webpage showed the following text. And it showed that it was available on a bunch of platforms, and at the very end right there it says Stadia. Once it seemed that it was starting to make the rounds on social media that this was up here, Techland quickly removed it from its website and it's no longer written where it shows Stadia. Also, thanks to Gembear Gaming, that he ended up showing there's a bunch of code where Stadia is still written all over the website in other languages as well. So guys, what does this all mean? And I mean, that's really the million-dollar question here. Dying Light 2 is set to release in just a few days, and we have not heard that this is coming to Stadia in any sort of official capacity, including at a later date. Now, this being found on the official Dying Light 2 website tells you one of two things. It's either in development right now and it's just going to be coming out at some point, or maybe by some miracle even day and date, or it was supposed to come for Stadia and the port ended up getting scrapped and this was just a mistake. Now, if I were a betting man, I would not put my money on it already being scrapped, but it's certainly a possibility and one we can't rule out until we hear official confirmation. Sadly, we kind of have to keep our expectations a little bit in check, but what I think more than likely is the case, and which is going to probably be a common theme in 2022, is that the game is indeed coming to Stadia, but just again at a later date. Now, there is a cloud version of Dying Light 2 headed to the Nintendo Switch, so it's not shocking it could be coming to Stadia in the cloud somehow, but obviously the bummer here is we've heard no announcements on this thing, and if it does just release just in a few days, well, they're going to end up announcing it very late, so more than likely we are not going to see it here on February 4th when this is set to launch. But either way, this has kind of been Stadia's directive now to hold off on announcing big games until it's pretty sure it's going to release soon, and this was mentioned in an official capacity some time ago, more than likely because quite a few games that were set to come with official dates on Stadia had to be delayed, and it's been a little bit of an egg on the face, and a prime example of this is Ark Survival Evolved last year. I also want to mention I just got the official Stadia press email and there was no mention of Dying Light 2, so more than likely this will definitely come at a later date, but again, let's not rule out all options, including it could have potentially been scrapped. I think this is a big bummer. I do think it is going to come at some point, but again, we'll have to see. My gut says sometime later this year, but hey, I'm happy to see at some point nonetheless. More than likely, we'll see Dying Light 2 at some point. Let me know your thoughts on all this below, man, because my goodness. Anyways, guys, so what is curious thing that was found yesterday? A launch team exclusive clear Stadia controller is being sold on eBay. Now, these were given to the launch team back in 2019. They were not meant to be functioning, but whoever is selling this says they took it apart and placed a Founders Edition controller brain inside, which I don't know why you would use a Founders instead of a normal Stadia controller, but whatever. According to the seller, it is fully functioning with charging vibrations and connectivity. Now, what's somewhat shocking is the price now is at $810 for this, with 43 bids already in place. There's 6 days left on this. I'm going to have a link below to this. If you guys end up buying this and you watch this channel, send it over to me to cover in a video. Of course, I'll send it back right away. We'll keep it honest. I'll even announce it everywhere. I'd love to get my hands on this for testing purposes because this fell way out of my budget like $700 ago. And I think this is just fascinating to see this. I expect to see more of these controllers now once they see how much this sells, and I expect this to go into at least $1,000 and potentially even $2,000. So we'll see what this sells for in the end. All right, guys, with that, we do have a huge game sale taking place, and it's being dubbed Indie Games as the highlight officially from Stadia. Also, though, a few non-indie titles are on sale, and I'm going to mention those. A lot of these games have been on Pro in the past, so I might not cover them, but I still want to highlight some excellent titles. Dead by Daylight is $9.99 $4.99. This is one of my favorite Stadia games, has full crossplay. The Doom games are also on sale, with Doom Eternal at $20. Again, fantastic 4K 60 FPS, and obviously certainly not an indie game. Figment is at $3.99, so under $5. It's a fun puzzle title. Jotun Valhalla edition's at $2.24. I mean, holy crap, that's cheap. Lara Croft titles are also under $3. Again, a cup of coffee. Phoenix Point Year 1 edition is at $14.99. This is an XCOM style game, so if you're looking for that type of gameplay, Rayman Legends is at $4.99. I love this game, absolutely recommend it. SteamWorld Dig comes in at a solid $3.99. This is a classic 2D title. Sundered Eldritch Editions at $2.99. One of my favorite indie titles on Stadia. It's got beautiful visuals. It's a fun game. All the Jackbox games are coming in at around $20 across the board. Jackbox Party 8 also has a 30-minute demo, so keep that in mind. Finally, Wolfenstein Youngblood is only $5.99. So excellent sales all around. Some of the best, actually, including on non-indie titles. So I was very impressed with this sale out of nowhere. Also, guys, there's a 2-hour refund policy. So if any of the games I recommend you don't like, go ahead and refund it. Just make sure you don't play more than 2 hours. Let me know your thoughts on all today's news. Help that algorithm by commenting and hitting the thumbs up. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you guys in the clouds.